Wonderful.
Yeah,
All
thanks
right.
for joining us today.
Yes. Welcome to the second application workshop. Today is March 13th, 2024, a bright and early 9 a.m. session if you're on the Pacific time zone. Quick housekeeping before we start. This call will be recorded. Please mute your microphone, but feel free to unmute if you have any questions and ask them. We will do some introductions in a bit, and we'll do some questions at the end. This session will cover the intern application, one-on-one help in breakout sessions, and then again, the Q&A session. Um,
Can I
my
just add?
name is,
Sorry.
yes,
I was going to say, if you have questions as we go, feel free to drop them into the chat. Just know that we may not be able to get to every single one that is in the chat. We'll do our best. But when we get to the Q&A session, that's when you can really dive into some of the questions that didn't get answered in the chat.
absolutely. And if you have any questions, please ask them to everyone in case there are other interns or other alumni that can help answer the question. All right, I will start with intros. We will be sharing the recording. It will be posted on the YouTube channel, the SIP YouTube channel. You can find last week's application workshop and the previous information sessions that we hosted and recorded and posted from February. But to start, my name is Anand Lalaria, and I'm the operations coordinator.
And I am Lindsay Lawver. I use she, her pronouns. I am the CREST Associate Director, and CREST stands for Creating Equity in STEAM. It's the umbrella that SIP now sits under. And so CREST engages students and the public in critical thinking in the context of STEAM research with a focus on underserved groups. So I will drop a link to our website so you can kind of explore the other programs under our umbrella. We have Shadow the Scientist and then Python and Research, which is an online free Python coding tutorial. So I'll do that soon.
SIP 2024 will be an in-person program, financial support for students interested in SIP. Yeah, the financial aid application is included within the SIP application. I'll show you how to get through that. But before we start, there are 41 participants on this call. Thank you for joining. Where is everyone joining from? Can you put in like either your country or your high school into the chat? And also, if you've started your application, please put your hand up. Just kind of want to get a sense of where we are. We're halfway through the month. We're receiving a lot of applications. It's fun to see. Very nice. Okay, we see some New York, we see some Palo Alto, some New Jersey, China, Czech Republic, very nice. Houston, UK, Pakistan, wonderful. Dublin, Boston, Bay Area, very cool, very cool. And then 7 people have raised their hands. Okay, awesome, awesome. Okay, has anyone fully completed their application and submitted their application fee? If you have, put a different emoji. It could be anything, not the regular hand up, but Abe, 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 I'm guessing that you've completed your application and everything is complete. But yeah, I will run through the application. Feel free to just use this as a podcast or have it on a different display and then continue working on your application as well. Um, Very cool. Okay, so let's get into it. So to get to the application, please go to the SIP website, sip.ucsc.edu. This is the homepage. It's a great resource. You'll see all the relevant information, what is SIP, intern information, upcoming application workshop, key dates for SIP 2024, videos if you want to donate, testimonials. Go to program details, and you want to go to application process. This is where you'll find the SIP 2024 application portal. Again, the application is now live, and the deadline is Sunday, March 31st, 2024. This is where you can join the mailing list and get up-to-date information about SIP. To apply, you would click here, and to pay the application fee, you would pay here. They are 2 separate platforms, one for the application, one for the fees. We will get into that in a bit. But the application steps, there are 3 steps. Step 1, complete the application for admission. again, you would access the application by clicking here or here. If you have applied in previous years and are using the same email address, you can click forgot my password if you want to use the same email, or if not, feel free to create a new user and go from there. Step 2, pay the application fee. Within the Iris payment portal, this is separate than the RegPack portal, and I'm going to say this over and over because it does matter. But please use you will have to create a separate account, but use the same credentials. A common misstep is interns, students that are applying will create their RegPack application with their email and their password, and then parents will try to pay the application fee and create the Iris account with their email and their password. So really try to streamline the process and use the same students or interns email and password for both systems. And we apologize for that. It's just we have to use this payment processor from the university. If you have applied again in previous years, please click forgot my password and you can use the same account. The application fee is $60, but there is a fee waiver if you need it. If you need the fee waiver, please email us and then we can work with you to get to that. And then step 3 is follow up with your teacher reference. So again, within the application, you'll be asked to provide a teacher that we will send a letter of recommendation request out to. This will be in a separate email and they will have their own portal to submit the letter of recommendation. A common thing on your end, you won't be able to see the progress, but please just ask your teacher, follow up with your teacher for the letter of recommendation. So let's get into it. To apply, please click on the button. This leads you to the SIP 2024 intern application in RegPack. So I am already logged in. I will try again in an incognito window. There we go. When can we wait for the answer? So you should receive an email within 24 to 48 hours back with a fee waiver. Okay, but again, so this is a blank application. I'm not logged in. I can either create an account or I'll already create an account because I'm not logged in. But for viewing purposes, sign me up. Okay, question. Okay, part 1. This is where we ask about your information, applicant information. Quick, how the application is viewed. Red circles, no mandatory field. Use the progress bar above to track your package. Progress, there are 4 parts, and then an optional 5th part for financial aid. There are 4 parts to this application. Please click save at the bottom, and then you will be able to progress to the next part. Once you are sure that you've completely finished your application, please click the submit button. Even after you've submitted, you will be able to, you can go back and edit parts. Again, the application deadline is March 31st, 2024. And then these are great online resources, the website, frequently asked questions. Look through there before you email us, and specific questions, specific FAQs for interns, and then FAQs for the overall program. Okay, so my information. Feel free to do this on your end, but I'm just going to be putting random stuff. Yeah, I just doxed myself. Okay, I am an extra. And then that was student information. Then we'll ask about parent guardian information. And then I will not add another parent at this. And then we get to demographic data. Yes. If you are affiliated with any of our partner programs, we will confirm with the partner, but please feel free to check it off here. This helps us with our partners. Are you a returning SIP student? Yes. Yes. How did you hear about SIP? The SIP website. And then here is where you can add that additional fifth part of the application for the financial aid application. So SIP strives to provide complete financial support for admitted interns so that no one is faced with opting out of the SIP opportunity due to financial constraints. Interns can qualify for financial aid granted in a package covering 25, 50, 75, or 100% of their program fees in any transportation, room, and board expenses for the program. And the transportation right now is regarding shuttle, not airfare. We can work with you on airfare, but that is not included in the financial aid as of right now. Interns with the most need will also be considered for a stipend to offset hidden costs of attendance, such as giving up work hours to support their family in order to attend SIP, and also to be used toward airfare. If you will be applying for need-based financial aid, click yes here, and a financial aid application will be added. And then again, if you need assistance with the application fee, and the fee, your application will not be read unless there is a application fee waiver or you have paid the $50 application fee. But again, just please email us and then we will work with you on that. So I'm done with part one.
Hey,
Financial
Alan,
aid. Yes.
sorry to interrupt, but there were some questions in the chat that are kind of relevant to part one of the application, and I'm
Yeah.
stress those in real time.
Yeah.
One question was, what are some examples of other skills we could provide when asked for any skills we have or would like to acquire?
That would be in part three of the application, I believe, in the essay
Okay,
part. Should we get to that then?
well, we'll get there then. Okay, yes, sorry.
Yeah,
Reading
no
this,
worries.
yeah.
Anything else that's relevant to part one?
Let's see. No, I don't think so yet. I think we're gonna get to a lot of these questions as we move
Okay.
through it.
Okay, sounds good. I'm missing a required field. Where? Oh, street address. Okay. No.
Okay, somebody did have a question about financial aid. So what is the cutoff for financial aid?
Um, the way the process works is we will ask you for your total household income and divide it by the total number of dependents. And if you are under the $40,000 threshold, you will qualify for full financial aid. Okay, now we are on to part two of the application. This is your academic record and reference, your teacher reference. So in this section, you'll be asked about your grade and the contact information for the teacher who will submit a letter of recommendation on your behalf. Please upload your most recent unofficial transcript or grade report in the space provided. Yes, that's pretty much it. So GPA and transcript, upload your most recent transcript. And if you are coming from a school system or country that doesn't offer a grade report or like a transcript, please upload something that's relevant. Academic reference. Please enter the contact information for your reference here. Again, your reference will be sent instructions to complete the SIP recommendation form. This will be a separate portal specifically for them. The interns and parents can't see what the the teacher has submitted. All interns will receive a notification after the recommendation has been submitted by the reference. Good to know. Teacher. Teacher. Do not need that. Send recommendation form to reference now. I recommend that you click this. This prompts the email to be sent out. If you don't want to, you can click no, but then just make sure that you do click yes before you submit your application. Yeah, so save and continue to part 3. So this is the fun part. Part 3, schedules, skills, and essays. So today is March 14th. We got through the first 2 parts in what, 10 minutes? Part 3, take your time with it. This section asks about your availability this summer and personal statements about your interest in research. This is where we get to learn all about you. It's best to draft out the short essay responses in a separate system, whether it's like a Google Doc or Microsoft Word or even a different notes document, and then copy and paste them into the response based on this form. Sometimes RegPack can be a little buggy. Sometimes your progress might not be saved. So, and it's also a better experience typing it on something else because we have small text boxes on here. But before we get to the essays, let's talk about availability. So the first few research prep weeks, all interns will be self-directed, and these are online research preparation weeks. There will be activities hosted by SIP staff. The first week we will host Python and research tutorials on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then your mentors will reach out and there will be other activities, lecture on introduction to research given by faculty director Raja Guhatakarta, sessions held by alumni buddies, and events for interns to get to know each other and plan and help each other with their moves before they come on to campus on kickoff day. But for the 7 active weeks, all interns, residential and commuter interns are encouraged to attend the program kickoff on Sunday, June 23rd, and then 7 weeks of active research. And then it's important to be here and present on presentation day on Saturday, August 10th. There are 2 holidays in the schedule, Juneteenth, June 19, 2024, and the 4th of July, Independence Day, July 4th, 2024, which is a Thursday. Please indicate your plans as they are known as of right now. Do your best. We would recommend that you are able to be present for all 7 weeks of SIP just so you don't fall behind in your research. Because let's say you are not there, but your mentors are there and your fellow interns are there. Progress will be continued to be made, and it's just easier if you have a vacation or something that you want to do it before SIP starts or during the research prep weeks or after SIP starts. I will be present all 7 weeks, 7 days a week. And then part 2 of part 3 are skills. So this may be a good place to talk about the question, Lindsay, that you pointed out, but specify any skills and experience you already have. So there are 4 different options to choose from, and these are super broad, but there is additional information. There's a text box below that we can really dive deeper and explain. Like, let's say I'm going to say I have computer programming skills. Oh, okay. And this checkbox unlocks here. Please list the specific computer programming experience here. I'm comfortable in Python, C, and C++. I'm comfortable in Python, C. So that would be a great way to specify what skills that you have. And then what skills would you like to acquire and improve? I would like to be in a lab environment and work on my lab work and statistical data analysis. And then here, if there's more, there's space to add on to add additional information that you'd like us to have on the skills that you possess, skills that you seek to improve, or other aspects of your skill set. Lindsay, would you like to add anything here?
No, I don't think so. I think you covered it.
Okay, very good. Again, this is super broad, so feel free to make use of this. If there's a skill that you think, because this is very computer programming lab work and statistical data analysis, and now there are 27 different subject areas. So if there are skills, in let's say that are more correlated with, like, let's say a literature project or a history project, you feel free to add more to that here. And then the final part of part 3 are the short essays. So subject area interest essays. You must select 2 subject areas. It says 1 here, but there are 2 of them. You may apply up to 2 subject areas. So essentially, this is a short essay. Please select your number one area of interest, research. This selection will help determine a suitable project for you. Projects are still being added to the SIP 2024 research projects page. That's why we don't ask you to apply towards a specific project, just because projects will be continue to be added throughout April and early May. But we ask for you to write about a subject area, let's say robotics or um, microbiology. To get a sense of last year's research projects, you can look at last year's research project page, and then this is a link for 2024. And then again, the same thing, same question is being asked here. So you would select what subject area you're interested in. I'm interested in molecular cell and developmental biology, MCD bio, not McDonald's biology. Please explain why you are interested in the number one choice research area that you indicated above. Please respond directly and succinctly, maximum 200 words. So it is a short essay. You only have 200 words. Again, look at the 2024 research projects page. Do we have any MCT biology projects? Okay. So right now we have one project, MCD01. In this project, you will explore how the molecular mechanisms that control homeostasis of DNA damage in mouse neurons are affected by aging and disease. Interns will learn skills at the lab bench, how to read and present research papers, critical thinking, lab etiquette, and image analysis. I wish I knew how many words that was, but the reason I read that, you only have 200 words. Really talk about yourself. Why are you interested in the subject area and what you want to gain from it? Yeah, that would be my advice for you. Research area number 2, I want to apply to an anthropology project. I like shopping at and then you have the option to select additional subject areas that you may be interested in. There are no essays asked, but I'm interested in an economics project and an ocean sciences project. And the final part of the essays are the third, slightly longer but personal statement. And the prompt is, as a SIP intern, you will be conducting and contributing to cutting edge research. This process is inherently fraught with challenges that may ultimately lead to no results. What do you hope to gain by participating in research if selected as a SIP intern? What experiences, skills, and or resources do you have to overcome these potential challenges? Maximum 500 words. Really take your time with your personal statement. Have other read over it. Don't use ChatGPT and take your time with it. That would be my advice to you. Okay. So part 4, certification. This is just check over all your information. Please read the FAQs. All this information and essays, these are your own work, not plagiarized. You've reviewed the SIP intern FAQs. Very nice. It's helpful. Please take your time. Know what you're signing up for. SIP has permission to review all my application materials and data. And then deadline. And here's your e-sign authorization. I agree to the above. I'm ready to submit my application. Okay. Accept. Okay, very cool. So as we can see, the 4 parts of the application are complete, and I had checked off the button to apply to the additional 5th part for the financial aid application. So on this form, you must upload a copy of your most recent, or we would say 2023 federal tax form. 2022 is accepted if 2023 is not yet filed. We need to receive that document, but common practice, please black out all social security numbers and do not include schedule. If you do not file annual taxes, please provide an appropriate income documentation, such as an account. International students should submit whatever form is used for proof of annual income reporting income in their country, along with a note of conversion factor into USD. More information can be found in the FAQs, but what is the annual adjusted gross income of your household? What is the size? And then if you have any additional information that you would like to add, you can add it here. And then please upload your 2023 tax reform here. All right, super simple. And you can click submit. Wonderful. Again, 30 minutes on a dot. But this was the application side. All 5 parts are complete. You can see it here too. You can sign out and you can log back in. Please write down your password somewhere because to accept your project placement, you will need to log back into the application portal. And you can edit the application if you want to change anything. So this was the FAQ page. Let's do the second part. So this was applying in RegPack, and then you want to log into the payment portal and pay the application fee. So the payment portal is through a service called Iris. Don't have an account, sign up, test, test your test. A weak password. Okay, don't use the password capital T, test 1, 2, 3. Let's say. All right. If I had my caps lock on while I made that password. All right, this is not gonna work. Do it again. Who would have thought the hardest part would have been creating an Iris account? There you go. All right, so now we are in. Please write down your email and your password. And again, if you do forget it, you can click forgot my password and reset it. So this is filling out your personal information so we know who it is. Test, test your signature. Right, billing address. Okay. Nice. All right. now we are at the page that we want to see. So this is the Iris payment portal, the infamous Iris payment portal. This will be a love-hate relationship. This is all you see. Your $60 application fee was automatically added. There's zero tax. You can edit any information, your billing address, your name here. Edit cart. That's where you'll add the weeks of housing and any shuttles that you want to do over the summer. And if you have a fee waiver, you can type it out here and click apply, and it should clear out the code. But you will continue to check out. You can select the payment type, which is only a payment card or credit card, and then make a payment. And then this is a payment screen. And after you insert information, pay now, and you should be good to go. That is pretty much it. That would cover the payment side of things. And then that is pretty much the application process. And again, your teacher also has the same March 31st timeline. So feel free to email the ucsc-sip@ucsc.edu email if you want to ask us to check in with the progress of your teacher's letter of recommendation. But yeah, that was the application process for applying to SIP 2024. All right. I see there are a lot of questions on the chat. Do we want to go? Hey, Raja.
I was
Welcome.
going to say, Lindsay and I have been typing away. Our fingers are about to fall off because we've been typing frantically. But this would be a good opportunity for people to unmute and ask questions that haven't been answered yet.
Perfect. Please put up your hand and we will call on you. Philip?
Yes, hi. Thank you for having this session. I'm actually asking a question on behalf of my daughter. She is wondering, if she chooses a topic, an area of interest where there was perhaps only one project last year, would that affect her chances of being admitted to the program? Or do you assign projects once a student is admitted, so the topic of interest is only used afterwards to assign projects to students?
I'm happy to take that. I think the process of admitting students and placing them into projects are completely connected, joined at the hip, because we only admit a student when we have a spot for them, in the roster of available spots. Now, I don't know if that answers your question. So in general, if a student should, of course, talk about, they should specify the subject areas that they're truly interested in. If that's very narrow and we have very few projects available, that still doesn't mean that the chances are lower than average. It could be a subject area where there's not that many students who've signed up for that as their subject choice. If that's the case, then it's fine. The student would, has as good a chance of getting in as if they had specified some other subject area. It depends on supply and demand. So it really, it's somewhat hard to predict how many applicants will put down that particular subject as their favorite subject. Philip, I don't know if that answers your question at all.
It kind of does. So it looks like there is some strategy involved, perhaps. The kind of issue I see is, a lot of these areas are very similar when you look at the actual subject name, like microbiology and environmental toxicology, versus molecular cell and development biology. It's like really biology related, and there's so many different areas that include biology or even biochemistry. So it's very narrow, I guess, these subject areas.
That's right. There's a lot of overlap across different subject areas, exactly as you say. So the essay that students write for their subject area would be, if let's say someone picked, in that example, suppose they picked MET, microbiology and environmental toxicology, as their subject. In their essay, they could say, I'm also interested in MCD, biochemistry, etc. They can say that, and we will take that into account.
Okay, thank you so much.
And also there's an option to select more than the two subject areas that you write essays for. So if there are specific, different types of biology, that would be a great way to select all of them.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yuki and then Jeannie.
I had two questions. So one was, no one really from my area. I'm located in Pennsylvania. I didn't see a lot of Pennsylvanian schools on the list. So I was wondering if that history would impact my admissions. And also I was wondering, should the personal essay encompass the number one choice or all the choices that you made for your interests, research interests?
Are you referring to the partner list?
The research interests list.
Oh, for your schools. Anand is asking about for your schools.
The first part of your question. The ones that we
Oh,
viewed in
yes.
the application. Yeah.
No.
Oh no, I was talking about I remember when I was on call before, you
Former
did
high schools.
yeah, create a list of former high schools, yes.
Okay.
No, the fact that there haven't been schools from your area doesn't in any way diminish or increase chance of getting in. We have had students from Pennsylvania in the past. I can think of a school in sort of just west of Philadelphia. We've had one student from there. That's just one that comes to mind. More and more, we have students from other parts of the country. Last year, 15% of our students were from out of state. 15. Now, for your second question, really the two subject matter essays are where you would express your interest in one or other related subjects. In your personal essay, we're really looking to hear what a program like this, a research internship program like this, why that holds, why that's attractive to you, the student. It's not subject specific, doesn't have to be.
In your personal statement, you want to write about you, and then subject areas, write about the subject interest and research, why you want to research that subject area.
Yes, that makes sense. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yuki. Jeannie?
Hi, yes. Okay, I'll try to make this quick. So on that same topic around subject areas for research, how does the process work? If I have an interest and it's specific, but there are no mentorships available, am I denied acceptance then?
No, we would try to, so in general, we are not able to accept every student who applies. Last year, the acceptance rate was in the, between 20 and 25%. I put
that
the
was
stats.
very helpful to see that. Mm-hmm.
So we don't know what it's going to be this year.
Okay.
Of course, it's gone down steadily over the years, the percentage, because we've had, the number of applicants has grown faster than the number of available spots. Both have grown, but one has grown faster than the other. No, we do our best to, we have in the past reached out to students and said, look, you put these areas down, you're still on the wait list, and we are, these are what we have available. Do any of these interest you? We've sent out emails like that.
Oh, I see. So we don't have to accept until we have a match that we like.
Exactly.
Or do you, okay, so
yeah. So when we make an offer to a student, and let's say they've been placed in a particular project, they can opt to say, look, I don't accept this. I want to go back on the wait list. And until these are the subject areas I'm interested in. I want to wait till something opens up in one of these areas. We've had that happen.
oh, that's helpful to understand. So it's a little bit of back and forth. Okay, but you'll take acceptances in general areas, anticipating some level of mentorships available.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you are placed in a project, you also have the option to accept the project or ask to be placed in another project. So it's a two-way street.
Yeah, go back on the, and because of this, our admissions, we make our first round of offers in late April. But at that point, not all of the spots that we're going to have available for the summer are available at that point. That's why it's not the only round of admissions. So beyond the initial round of admission offers, we offer admission into new spots that open up, and also spots that are vacated by those who decline our initial offers or opt to go back on the wait list.
So it could take a while past that end of April, which
Exactly.
makes it hard to plan the summer, but
It
okay.
does, unfortunately. Yeah.
I'll just add that that is because of our mentor hiring process. So we're trying to get as many applications in from our mentors by April 26th, but there inevitably are a number of mentors, they're graduate students often, and so they won't know what their summers will look like until into May a little bit, which is why we add on more and more projects kind of at the last minute.
Okay, and then sorry, I saw just one last one I put in the chat. Can you describe a little bit more of the structure in the week? Like, are there any structured lectures or workshops, or is it really just dependent on the mentor position?
There are definitely structured lectures throughout the 7 in-person weeks and even during the 2 online weeks. We have enrichment lectures and other topics. It could be in the students' chosen topic, but we have lectures that are open to students throughout the program. So I'll be doing an astronomy lecture, even if a student is in biology and they're interested, they're optional enrichment lectures in different topics. We have workshops on how to navigate open-ended research, how to write technical papers, how to give technical talks. We have social activities, of course, but those are typically outside the academic hours. We have a global showcase last year where students from different parts of the world talked about their experience of where they grew up, and culture, food, language. There are things, there are community picnics where we invite mentors and students from all over the program. So we do have a range of things that are optional that students and mentors are welcome to participate in.
Yeah. And the schedule for the 7 in-person active research weeks will be posted on the SIP 2024 website. You can see the schedule. It's not ready yet, but it will all be there. Okay.
Yeah, the housing is not, I mean, we are no longer in an era of gender binarity, but our housing is, the roomings, roommates, and even sections of the dorm are separated by, gender identity.
Marcy asked a question. Could you discuss more about what you are looking for in the personal statement? And then we can go to Sonali.
Okay, we're really looking to hear the students' voice through this. We really want to hear who they are, what makes them, what drives them, why they're interested in a program. Like this, some students are interested in the cohort, the network aspect of it. We welcome that. Some students are interested in the fact that they get to do a deep dive into a subject area that they are interested in, but may not have that much experience in. We really want to hear why the student is interested in a program like ours. There are things we offer, there are things we don't offer. We want to make sure that that the students' interests and expectations are a reasonable match to what we're able to offer.
I think just to add to that too, we would love to hear how it will benefit them, by participating. Like, what will they gain from being in SIP? We really like to read comments about that.
And Marcy's asked the perfect follow-up question, which is, because it's open-ended research, what we can guarantee is immersion in a process, immersion, independent, self-driven work in a subject area that is on the cutting edge of that particular discipline, because that subject area has been defined by PhD students and their advisors. We can guarantee immersion in a process. What we cannot guarantee is whether there'll be a discovery or a result at the end, whether that's going to, whether that's going to lead to a manuscript or a publication. We can't guarantee those things. A researcher's time is measured not in weeks, but months or years, decades in the case of their faculty advisors. So those are examples of things we do and don't offer. If you're looking for a program where large numbers of students have exactly the same experience, SIP is not that, because every group of 3 or 4 interns, even within the group of 3 or 4, each person may have a different experience. It's not a uniform structure throughout the program. These are examples of things that are different, that we do and don't do in our program. I don't know if that's helpful at all.
I was well said, I
Okay.
think.
Hi, I have a question about follow-up question about the list your specific programming experience. It has 1/500, what are those individuals? There's only a small tab provided to fill that in. It has
Let's
more
come
than-
back. Let's come back to you, Hema, for a moment, because we had Sonali's hand up. So let's come back to you in a
Sure,
minute.
sorry about it.
No problem. No problem. Sonali, go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you. Just a couple of questions. I do see that the active research weeks, they start on June 24th, right?
That's correct.
So if we were to plan vacation in June, I mean, we want to make sure that if the student gets in, you know, my daughter would be ready to attend in person on June 24th, right?
That's correct. That's
Okay.
correct.
Okay. And then, sorry, go ahead.
If I can add right there, most likely June 23rd. The kickoff is Sunday, so if they want to move in right after that, they would move in on Sunday night.
Got it. Okay. And irrespective of where they live, meaning if we live in Bay Area, but they have to stay in campus, right? Or
No,
is it?
they have the option of commuting to campus every day.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
We offer
On the
a shuttle.
website, yeah.
Yeah.
There's more information about shuttle options. There's a daily shuttle, and if they want to, there's a Monday morning to Friday afternoon shuttle, so they can shuttle in the Monday morning, live in the dorms for 5 days a week, and then shuttle back and be home on the weekends.
Oh, okay, got it. Oh, that's good to know.
And there's a related question from Mansi. We expect, you know, most commuters will take our shuttle, so they won't necessarily have the ability to have a partial day. But if they, you know, if they have the option, if a parent has an option of picking up, you know, a student, let's say they have a doctor's appointment or something else that's pressing academically or otherwise, of course, there could be exceptions, but our shuttle has a schedule that allows for a 9 to 4 workday.
And we ask interns to be present if they're getting dropped off by personal car or riding shuttle transportation, to be there before 9 a.m. and then leave at 4 p.m.
And Caroline, there is parking available if they're going to live on campus, but students are only allowed to drive onto campus and leave. That is, they're not allowed to use their car while they're living on campus. So they can use their car to come to campus and leave campus, you know, beginning of the week, end of the week. But yeah, they can certainly, Hema, they can certainly commute some weeks and live on campus other weeks as well. And Hema, thank you for your patience. You had was that your question? Did you have other questions?
No, I had another question. So my son is in school, so speaking on behalf of him, in the tab, please list your specific computer programming experience. It has multiple 1/500, 1/200. What are those different options mean in the terms of word count? I didn't quite get that. So don't know if you have the application open.
Can you repeat that? I didn't fully understand your question.
Okay, in the application, under the please list your specific computer programming experience here, you have a small tab to enter the information there. Underneath, you have multiple word counts requirement, 1/500, 1/200, 1/ and so on.
That all shows up under that one text box?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
That's what is it? Is the word count limit is 500 or 200 or 50 or what?
It should be 25 words. It might be a bug that it's showing you all the available options. I can go in there and check afterwards, but I believe you have a 25 word cap for that prompt.
Please come. I don't know if anyone else has seen that. Can help me out here. All right, you can get back later. Thanks.
Emma, feel free to email us if it's an issue, and we can work with you on that.
Sure, thanks.
Very good. All right, there are questions in the chat. Does anyone want to ask? Unmute. Okay. Nalini?
Yeah, hi, this is a great information session. Thank you so much for giving all the information required. Again, on behalf of my son, I'm taking this question. I'm putting this question out. So I know research is open-ended and uncertain, but just in terms of spending the time during summer, it's 7 weeks long. Are the students guided in terms of what is required of them on a weekly basis?
Yes, absolutely. the mentor has a set of expectations for them that are written up at this stage at the beginning of the summer. As students get into the research, those necessarily get tweaked a little bit because research tends to be reactive, not proactive. As you dig into something, you realize that the steps you might have set out don't make the most as much sense as something new that's come up. So within modulo those sorts of that kind of evolution of the project, yes, we expect that the mentor will, the mentors, when they apply to be part of this program, they write down a week-by-week plan of what their, how the project is expected to go through the summer.
Awesome, thank you so much. And I think housing related, is it possible to choose some weeks to be in campus and some weeks to be commuting?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much.
Lakshmana? Lakshmana?
You're muted if you.
All right. My son is active in terms of sports and science Olympiad and all those kind of things. And he would most likely if get admitted, he would like to be active with his sports. He plays tennis on a regular basis, and he's in the school team. Are there chances for him to participate in other, in the campus when he comes there, like every day or every alternate day kind of basis? Or can he use the campus facilities?
Generally, yes. There will be sports activity days. Last year, we had a partnership with the gym on campus. We're still looking into that this year. So there's not a full yes as of right now, but we hope to have a waiver in place where interns are able to use the gym in groups, and then they would be able to use tennis courts in like the East Field.
And the second question
after 4 p.m.
Yeah, I think access to the gym and maybe the open courts may probably be enough. I think maybe he will be able to find some partner to play with on a regular basis, kind of into them.
Yeah, that certainly happened in the past. Sorry, Lakshman, if I can also add to that, some students have opted to commute for this reason, because summer nights, summer evenings, it stays light long.
We live in Southern California, so it's kind of hard to.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I have family in the Bay Area. We lived in Bay Area in the past 1990s and 2000s. But I have another question related to the research program. He is a much focused student. And if he gets admitted to this plan, can he continue the same if necessary to the following year? And does it have to be independently decided if he can continue the same research development kind of thing?
You mean the following summer, 25 then?
Yeah.
It really depends on the mentor's schedule. That same mentor may or may not be available the following summer. The subject area is likely to be continued, of course. So it really depends on, the research, here's what happens. After the summer ends, the research project doesn't end because the mentor is continuing that research. The SIP research is embedded within something bigger, which is the mentor's research project. So it really depends on how that evolves during the.
Yeah, that'll be very interesting. He would be able to participate even during the regular year.
It would be outside. It would be outside the confines of the SIP program, and it would depend on the mentor's availability and whether they're able to engage high school students during the school year. That's never guaranteed because the program is very much a summer program.
Yeah, it depends on the mentors and the research program itself when it starts, basically. Okay, but there is a chance that he can continue if there is a need on the project.
Need and availability, mentoring availability, and the students' availability, indeed.
Okay, very good. Okay, and is there a possibility that we can talk to the mentors before we commit to the program? On the aspects of continuity and if he gets to develop his skills in the long term.
Yeah, I don't want to promise that because our mentors are busy doing other things during the lead up to the SIP program. So they'll start communicating with the interns at some point, but it really depends. We don't want to guarantee that.
Makes sense. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Sonali and Nalini, did you still have your hand up from before? And Lakshmana, your hand is still up. So did we answer your questions, Nalini and Lakshmana? And if we have, Sonali, you're next.
I just want to give a quick time check. It is 10 a.m.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe just a quick question. So how rigorous is the day? Meaning, when the students finish by 4 o'clock, is the evenings pretty much free for them, or do they have to go back and do any additional work?
Generally, the evenings are free. After beyond 4 p.m. is free. This program generally does not involve any take-home work or homework beyond the work hours.
There are organized activities after 4, and then there's also if interns want to group together and do a specific activity, they have the freedom to do it themselves. They have to be back in the dorm by 10, and then quiet hours start at 10 and lights are out at 11.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. And they have enough supervision,
yes.
Yeah, they can't walk around by themselves anywhere they want. There are places they can go, and we advise them to walk in groups.
Okay, sounds
They're required to do that. Yeah. I want to answer Bonnie's question on the chat. They address the issue of authorship. Some students think that they have to publish in order to impress college admission officers. I can't speak to that directly. What impresses college admission officers certainly varies from college to college. I do know that we cannot guarantee publication in the SIP program, and I don't want to make any kind of false promise in that front, because it's an authentic, open-ended research project. Where that project will get to at the end of the summer is impossible for us to predict for any project. Thank you. Thanks, Bonnie. All right. I know we are, a couple of minutes past.
100%. We can wrap this session. We will host another session next week, again on Wednesday, and it is held at 12 noon next week. And then the last session will be on March 27th, I believe, and it will be held at 6 to 7 p.m. in the evening Pacific time.
I wanted to give a quick shout out to Shiv. Thank you for coming back, Shiv. You've taken part in many of these sessions. Thanks for taking time to do that.
Absolutely. There was someone in the chat that wanted to go into a breakout room. Please stay behind. But everyone else, we will put you back in the waiting list.
Simi, this is being recorded, and we will post the recordings, and we posted recordings of past sessions as well.
And if you needed to be into that breakout room, please just put your hand up so we know not to put you into that breakout, into the waiting room. But thank you all for attending.